Repair job, she's practically sparkling.
Thanks for coming. Hold on while I review the orders. I don't know how or where you found it.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
We have...
Order completed. Well done. Order accepted. Thank you.
Your service in transporting this cargo is appreciated. The delivery will be assigned to another...
cargo. Drop some cargo, Sam?
We really appreciate your... This degree of wear and tear shouldn't be an issue. Oh, dropping off someone else's stuff. Thank you so much for your help. It's because of you that we can offer this. I'm increasing the amount of materials you can withdraw.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
We've improved our road restoration tech. Once you've restored a segment of road, you can now add additional materials to the auto paver to upgrade it. Upgraded roads have special roofs that'll protect you from timefall. They'll also enable vehicles that use them to travel at faster speeds. You should find that they have improved acceleration and can hit higher top speeds when boosting. It should go without saying, but driving faster does come with its own risk. We wouldn't have been able to achieve this breakthrough with... Thanks so... Oh, I personally... It was a... Take care.
Order completed. Well done.
This cargo has been designated hazardous. The container encasing the...
Vehicle ready. Please drive carefully. Order accepted. Thank you.
Do you have a moment, Sam? I was wondering if you'd noticed Hartman doing anything strange lately. Sending odd mails, sleepwalking. You know I'm not the kind of person who enjoys spying on her colleagues. But when I finally decided to check the surveillance cameras, there he was, wandering around at night. If you see anything out of the ordinary, don't hesitate to contact me.
Now leaving Chiral network coverage.
A whiteout's forming. Tread carefully.
Thank you for stopping by. You've brought something for my father, right? Sorry, I'm afraid he's not here at the moment. Can't say I know what value this cargo has, but I can assess its condition in his absence. This is in perfect condition. The old man will be singing your praises.
Now displaying your current Porter grade.
Thanks again for the delivery. You came to connect us to the chiral network too, am I right? Sorry, but I'm not allowed to make that decision by myself. And right now, there's no telling when my father's going to get back. He was coming home from a long trip up north and got as far as the snowy mountains nearby, but then we lost contact. I was actually hoping someone could search for him and post it in main order. I'm certain he's still alive, and since no one else has taken on the order as of yet, I hope you'll at least consider it.
Sounds like we've got an emergency on our hands. You can accept the...
Disengaging weapons restrictions.
Enough already.
So the adventurer was in this area when he last made contact with his son. See any sign of him, Sam?
Just a bit further now.
What do we have here, Sam?
Okay.
What a relief. He's still breathing. You can put him in a protective bag and carry him home. You know, he looks familiar somehow. Didn't we save this man once before?
Right then. Let's hurry and take him to his shelter.
you I was right to trust you. Thank you for finding him. I need to assess his condition right away. Please wait. He's doing better than I expected, actually. Should be back to normal with a good night's sleep. You've been a true friend to my father. My father said it's okay, so you can go ahead and connect us to the chiral network.
Now displaying your current order grade.
Connection confirmed. Seems to be working fine. Thanks for that. I'll have my father take a look at the cargo you brought me a little while back. But knowing him, he might vanish the moment I turn around. People have given him a nickname. The Adventurer. He takes it a bit too far sometimes, but it's not like he would stop if I asked him to. Anyway, as my way of saying thanks for tracking him down, I've shared a schematic for climbing power gloves with you. They can help you climb steep slopes and grab cargo more easily. But don't take my word for it. Try them on for size and you'll see. Yeah, he disappears without warning and comes back with just as little fanfare. And there are times like this where he doesn't come back at all. That's why I have to impose on people like you to go and rescue him. One day you'll understand, he tells me, like that's supposed to make it okay somehow. Thank you again for bringing him home. Good luck and safe travels.
Much appreciated, Sam. You should get plenty of rest. Frostbite can be serious. We have to make sure you're not showing signs. Another thing, we need to talk about Hartman's situation. Come and see me when you get back to the D3 Magellan.
Please, come again.
Sorry.
Hey, Sam. Long time no see. It's me, your old pal, Dead Man.
Dead man.
Sorry if I gave you a scare. While Hartman is off conducting his near-death excursions, I am borrowing his body. My soul is normally confined to the beach, but for 3 minutes, I get to be here.
How's that possible?
Because he has my heart.
You're telling me that's...
My parting gift to Hartman, yes. Per his request, I bequeathed it before departing on my one-way trip to the beach. He put so much stress on his own that it had grown quite weak. If and when it failed, mine was meant to serve as insurance. But as you can see, he appears to have become rather attached to my heart. His finger never far from the proverbial on switch. Which is why I've been able to assume control of his body. Come here. It's good to see you, Sam. I told you in Mexico that someone had falsified BB-28's records. But in truth, it was yours truly. My intention was to leave no trace of a second BB-28 or of Lou. I wanted you to be free to live your lives, unburdened by the past. But then, well, everything changed, didn't it? You lost Lou, and needed answers to make sense of it all.
30 seconds remaining.
So, I decided to access the network servers from within the beach. Security isn't as strict over there as it is here, you see.
So that was you?
That's right. I am the one who dug up the information about Lou's past. Your very own Hartman was me all along.
Administering shock. Stand clear.
Sam? What's going on? And where are we?
Sam. Poor Hartman here is understandably confused. If you give us a moment alone, I'll explain things to him.
Oh, okay.
Well, I've apprised Hartman of the situation. It's not unlike my own experience A soul finds itself in a puppet and then acts as a puppeteer. One's ka can reside in any vessel to which one has a strong attachment. Human ha or inanimate object. It makes no difference.
Sam, it's Charlie. We've received an emergency distress call from the Eastern Environmental Observatory. I urge you to access the Adventurer's delivery terminal and pick up this main order immediately.
Hi, Sam.
Order accepted. Thank you.
Sam, look out!
side to side, live along the road, my little forest home.
Just a bit further now.
For this moment. But I always knew you'd come my way. Go ahead and use your Cupid to get me online.
Now displaying your current order grade.
All right. Connected to the network. Which means I can finally start fixing up this observatory. In case you haven't heard, we've been seeing an increase in chiral density in every region as the network has expanded. More instances of strange phenomena outside network coverage, too. And I've been told this is indicative of plate gate emergence. You know, after being alone all this time, I wasn't sure I'd be able to stay the course. Till you arrived with that life-saving cargo. Should be all set to hold down the fort now. Not exactly a one-man job, but I'll do my team proud. Oh, I've shared schematics for an oxygen mask with you. I'll help you stay active in areas where the air's thin. Personally, I'd recommend you wear one at all times when you're in my neck of the woods. Tar current fluctuations and whatnot. Mostly in the eastern part of the continent and elevated regions. Going forward, I'll also be paying very close attention to signs of plate gate emergence. Unfortunately, the chiral cloud layer has been gradually descending ever since I got here. Everyone was suffering from exposure, and I'm the only one who stuck around. You're the first friendly face that I've seen in a minute. Mother Nature won't show you any mercy around these parts. The biting cold and steep slopes will slow you down, or stop your progress altogether. Now would be a good time to make sure that you're fully prepared for the journey ahead. By the way, the aeronautical engineer who lives northwest of here just posted a sub-order for you. Seems something at the Ghost Mech factory's got him all hot and bothered. Help him out and he might hook you up with some useful gear. In any case, I hope you'll come visit me here again sometime. I understand it's a lot to ask folks to make the trip on a regular basis. But that's why I'm hoping I can offer you stuff that'll be of use in hazardous conditions like these.
Keep on keeping on, man. And thanks again for all your help.
This is the President, Sam. Chiral network coverage has just passed the 75% milestone here in Australia. The next leg of your journey will take you to the southern part of the continent. Once the remaining regions have been integrated into the network, the manifestation of a new plate gate is all but guaranteed. Marshal your strength to overcome the final hurdles and make this continent whole again. We're all counting on you.
Sam, Rainey's not doing so great. It might be more of a mental than a physical issue, but I'm honestly not sure. Do you remember the doctor from the Motherhood? We think she should be able to help ease Rainey's anxieties. It was Tommen's idea. We already reached out, and she said we could come visit anytime. Since the Motherhood's within the Chiron network, we can use the Magellan to travel there. Once you've made it back to the ship, just head to your private room and settle in. You can use the trip to catch up on sleep. But if there's anything you need to take care of before we depart, now would be the time to do so.
Sam, I'm contacting you via a different protocol. This private mode affords me a direct connection to you alone. It seems Drawbridge has reason to suspect that APAC may have been involved in the production of ghost mechs. This possibility concerned me as well, so I conducted my own investigation and reaffirmed that APAC's underlying technologies are iterations of an older Bridges framework. What I'm getting at, Sam, is that the guilty party is not APAC, but Bridges. Which is to say, the UCA may also have some involvement with ghost mech production. This would perhaps explain why firearms and other weapons have become commonplace on the Australian continent. The UCA's precursor, the United States of America, had a prominent gun culture. Though Americans first took up arms to liberate themselves from British colonial rule, they retained the right to bear arms so that they might defend themselves against future government tyranny. APAC has no such designs, of course, but Higgs has used factories to obtain weapons in an attempt to subjugate the continent through violent action. And so, the people of Australia have, in response, been forced to take up arms in self-defense. A distinctly American philosophy, and one which would appear to have spread to this continent. The more we seek to unite the people with metaphorical ropes, the more essential sticks seem to become. This particular situation is one that I feared might come to pass, which is precisely why I determined that it must not be the UCA, but a civilian organization which takes the lead in expanding chiral infrastructure. But if the UCA is indeed somehow implicated in these events, it may dramatically alter the calculus. I realize it must be vexing not knowing what to believe, Sam. Should I learn more, I'll contact you at once. For my part, I have a favor to ask. I must insist you not disclose that we've been in direct contact. There's no telling who may be involved with what at this stage.
Order completed. Well done. Order accepted. Thank you.
I'm counting on you, man.
Got it. Let's deliver the cargo to the aeronautical engineer.
facility grounds?
After the delivery.
Must have been quite the ordeal hauling yourself up here. I salute your dedication. You found the cargo I asked you to recover, I presume. I'll go ahead and take stock of what you've brought. There are no problems with this cargo. Where did you find this cargo? Of all the things I never Your assistance has ensured that I have what I need to carry out my research. I hope I can rely on your help again. Go ahead and link me up with your Cupid. If the network's as amazing as everyone says it is, then I want in.
Now displaying your current order grade.
So this is what it's like to be on the network. The computational capabilities are far beyond what I anticipated. Amazing. Oh, and it's already yielded a useful result. Let me share this data with you. It's for a floating sentry gun. Toss it in the air and it'll hover in place, after which it'll target and engage nearby hostiles. And since it fires MP bullets, you don't have to worry about unintentionally killing people. But that's not all. I've refined the design of the cargo catapult so that you yourself can climb inside and be launched into the distance. A useful option if you want to bypass particularly rugged terrain along with your cargo in a single quick trip. I mean, I have to say, it's incredible what the chiral network can help us achieve. Thanks again. You've given me a renewed hope for the future of mobile. Come visit me again.
Take care, Sam. Recover. Everything then. Great. Let's get it delivered.
Hey. Look at you. Putting in the hard yakka even in this weather. Well, better check your orders, I suppose. You've actually inspired me to come up with a new idea. I'd love it if you could try it out. More materials on hand means more options at
Now displaying your current porter grade.
Oh, almost forgot what I was going to say, but it's come back to me now. I've improved your blood boomerang. Both its damage and maximum range have increased. The chiral network is really coming clutch in that regard. It's enabled me to perform all sorts of simulations to test potential upgrades. Anyway, be sure to give your new and improved boomerang a try. As for my next project, I'm thinking of developing something with cosmetic appeal. You know? I hope I can count on your support for that. Take care.
Hell yeah.
Construction process now complete.
音の中で君を探してる霧の中で朽ち果ててもさまよう闇の中で君を愛してる刻む一拍 Feel that speed!
Sam. The DH-3 Magellan is currently docked near the Motherhood shelter. An escort arrived a little while ago to take Rainey inside. The doctor has requested to see you as well. Head on over whenever you feel ready.
snow. Huh.
Close your eyes. It's okay. You can trust me. It's a healthy baby girl. She's beautiful. She certainly is. Okay, coming up on 3 minutes. Someone needs to go home.
Waves?
Yes, they are. Your womb is connected to a beach. Now, open your eyes. Rainey, the child you're carrying is not dead. It's just that time is stopped in your womb. Your daughter and her mother are in perfect health.
But there's still no treatment, is there?
When the balance between our world and the beach is finally restored, you will give birth. There's nothing to worry about. Come on. All in due time. So wait and have faith that you and your child will be fine.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What about you?
Someday I'll have a son, but until then I get to see him once a month. It'll all work out.
Yeah.
For all of us.
Sorry, but would it be all right if I took another look at your pod?
Give me 1 second.
Okay, I'll head back first.
The thing is, when I did my examination on your pod, I got the strangest feeling. The BB in that pod was there far longer than any typical BB. I'd like to check your pod's production number. If it's an official model, it'll have one inscribed on it.
I can tell you right now, there's no number written on it.
No, it wouldn't be on the outside. It would be inscribed on the inner wall. Now, you can't open a pod without endangering the BB's life, but there is a way that we can peek inside. See? Right there. See, a pod's production number is a record of when the occupant was transferred from the still mother's womb. Sort of like a BB's date of birth.
Impossible. 11 years ago. On the very same day as the Void Out.
Lou's date of birth was 11 years ago.
And not just that. The serial number is BB00. Which would make Lou one of the first test subjects.
Yeah. That would appear to be the case, yes.
If we scour the archives for any mention of BB00, there's a chance we might learn more about Lou's past.
You really should try and put this behind you. And digging up the past won't help.
I think it's time we return to the DHV Magellan. You know, Sam, seeing as you've come so very far, you should take a moment to see to any unfinished business before you commit to new obligations.
Thank you.
In the place where I came from, no one gave birth to babies. They just stayed inside their mother's bellies.
Well, in our world, babies are born and grow up to be adults. Or at least they're supposed to.
It's only natural that Tamara wouldn't understand. After all, she was living in a realm of the dead. I wouldn't expect children to be born into such a place.
But Rainey's baby will be born, right?
In due time, of course. Isn't that so?
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Raindrops are falling on my head. And just like the guy whose feet are too big for his bed, nothing seems to fit. Those raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling.
So I just did me some talking to the sun.
Oh, that was terrible.
I thought it was pretty good, actually.
So you'll be a mother who gives birth to her baby.
Mm-hmm. And I just can't wait.
Talk about terrible, Sam. I've heard dogs with better tones.
Hi, Sam. Tarman here. I'm pleased Rainey's feeling better. And now that that's settled, we're all set to continue linking up the continent. Your next main order requires you to retrieve some intriguing cargo. And for convenience's sake, we've decided to transport you to the mission area in the Magellan. Speaking of the Magellan, I think it's high time this old girl's weaponry got a bit of an upgrade. I've gotten in touch with a researcher based in South Fort Knott for this very purpose. I'll need your help, of course, but the details can wait until we get there. I'm sure you're eager to get underway, but the tide currents nearby have grown unstable. It's going to be a bumpy ride. As a safety precaution, I'd like everyone to assemble on the bridge before departure. Come and join us as soon as you're ready.
Just a little more work, and we'll have linked up the whole continent.
Allow me to reestablish our connection with the network.
And we're off!
Object approaching.
Everyone brace for impact! What's wrong?
The rudder's unresponsive.
I think something's dragging us.
The connection to my hand has been severed somehow. Right now, I'm flying blind.
Norman, do you sense anything?
No, it's not a BT.
Well, something's still pulling us down.
Much deeper and the ship's hull won't be able to handle the pressure.
Evasive action!
Out of the way, Kitty!
It's no good. Can't break free.
Discharge tar ballast. Rapid ascent, now!
Too risky. We have no idea where we're going to surface.
We have no choice. Open blast shields.
If we don't do something, it'll crush us.
Hold it. Damn. Hardly a repatriate, but I'm immortal enough. Damn.
When'd you start rolling with such a big crew, Sam? Settle. Unless you want me to blow her head off. Well. You roll back the clock in that old time-fall-soaked hide of yours, huh? You know I'm only here to get revenge on you and Sam. The rest of y'all I really have no quarrel with, so, you know, you let me keep the two of them and y'all can fuck off. No? All want to die together. Except for the fact that Sam's a repatriate, so he can't really share in your sad fate. But before I pop him, he gets to watch me kill all y'all.
It's all up to you, Sam.
No time to waste. Let's head out, Sam.
Sam, it looks like that thing coiled around the Magellan is some sort of giant ghost mech. You're our only hope of freeing the ship from its grasp. If you can get it to let go and draw it away from us, we should be able to provide fire support. We're counting on you, Sam. and engage the enemy so we can get some breathing room here. What the hell are you thinking, Sam? Don't aim at the Magellan! Hull damage detected! The Magellan's in a bad way. Keep it together, old girl. Leave him alone.
Oh boy, that must hurt.
Opening fire now.
Are you okay, Sam?
Opening fire now. Good on you, Sam.
Just like that, Sam.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
Great job, Sam. The only reason we're still alive is because you were here to save us. Come back to the ship. You've earned yourself a rest. your room didn't suffer any major damage. Unfortunately, the rest of the D2 Magellan wasn't so lucky. The ship is unable to travel in its current state, but Tarman's doing his best to get us back in action. I'm about to leave to pick up some supplies for repairs. When you're ready to head out, I suggest you head to the bridge and get Tarman to brief you on the situation. Afterwards, check the ship's delivery terminal to find out which part of the continent you'll need to link up next. The show must go on, after all.
So, how's everything looking?
We'll be able to repair the plating and the propulsion system using chiral printed parts. Fragile's team will pick up any additional materials that are necessary. The nav console I use to read the tower currents isn't broken. I just need a little more time to restore the connection with my hand. Won't be much longer now.
Tarman.
He came to visit me in my room.
Thank you. Oh, I see you're holding hands now, eh? Hands allow us to connect. Form bonds.
You think you'll ever find your missing hand?
Now that's a bond I doubt will ever be broken.
Looks like we're good to go.
We'll see you later.
Stay safe out there.
Are you excited to head out? So excited. She's here.
Oh, there's Fragile.
Okay. Let's get going.
Hey, be safe out there.
Thank you.
What if you run into trouble on the way?
We'll be fine. Remember, you're talking to the former head of Fragile Express.
You two be all right?
We all have dooms. No need to worry about us.
And we're tougher than you, too.
Right. So watch yourself out there.
Take care of each other.
Sam, although everyone's hard at work repairing the DHV Magellan, it will unfortunately be some time before we can travel again. But nevertheless, putting our plans on hold is out of the question. We must continue to press on. Extending the chiral network remains our priority. Your next objective is to link up South Fort Knot. Though you'll need to get another site online before that will be possible. And unlike before, the DHV Magellan will be unable to advance to your position after you've expanded coverage. And during this period, you'll need to operate without our support. Fragile, Rainy, and Tomorrow are gone procuring materials for repairs. And Tarman has his hands full tending to the ship. He'd also like to improve the ship's arsenal, as a precautionary measure. And bringing South Fort Knot into the chiral network will be necessary to do that. I say this to reassure you that the whole team is committed to getting the ship back up and running, and that we mean to join you as soon as we can. It's just gonna take us a little while, that's all. For now, head to the Phantom Smith's shelter and put him on the grid. The associated main order can be accessed via this delivery terminal.
both levels, probably telephone.
Recovered everything then. Great. Let's get it delivered.
The thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. Hope. Good morning. Hey.
Ah, so that's the place, huh?
Good day, Sam. Drawbridge credentials verified. Security measures lifted. Weapons detected. Be advised that usage is restricted inside facility grounds.
Access the delivery terminal to
Hey, thanks. Risking your life to cross snowy mountains is a lot to ask of anyone. And rubbing shoulders with BTs to recover someone else's stuff, that's going above and beyond. You're one hell of a guy, seriously. Sit tight. I'll confirm the contents of your cargo right away. Marvelous condition, I've got to say. Thank you. Good job finding this. Honestly, I'd already written it off as lost. There's no denying. I'd like you to put this shelter on the chiral network.
Now displaying your current order grade.
And now I'm finally online. Accordingly, I was able to analyze the cargo you just dropped off. Seems it was developed with the aid of an unknown technology, which I've taken to calling ghost tech. From what I can tell, it reacts to chiral radiation on a specific wavelength. The reason I mention it is because the chiral shock cannon data I shared with you is the product of research that leverages this principle. The chiral radiation it generates can pass through objects without destroying them. Practically speaking, this means you can incapacitate enemies hiding behind walls and such. It should also deal damage to BTs and mechs as well. It's pretty powerful as far as ranged weapons go. You can't use it without anchoring it to the ground first, though. Makes a lot of noise, too. Gotta think before you fire. You know, even I've heard stories about Higgs and his plans. So if the chiral shock cannon helps you stop him, that'll make my day. And if you can deliver my research data to South Fort Knot, you should be able to get some new and improved tech to help you out. There's a lot of other folks on this mountain doing specialized research. If you bring them onto the chiral network too, I'm sure they'll hook you up with all kinds of goodies. Thanks again. You've been a big help. Definitely couldn't have managed this on my own. I'm still concerned about the armed survivalists to the south of here, not to mention Higgs and his future plans. So I'll be rooting for you to keep on doing what you can to make things better for us all. I don't know if I can come up with anything else to help with that, but I'm willing to give it a try. Your support would be appreciated too. Anyway, I'm prepping some cargo I'd like taken to South Fort Knott. You're headed that way, right? Be warned that this cargo can explode if handled improperly, and should be considered extremely dangerous. So if and when you take this main order, handle it with the utmost care. Good luck with everything. I'll see you around.
Sam, apologies for the sudden call. Once again, I'm contacting you via our dedicated private line. No one else will be able to listen in on our conversation. I'll get to the point. Has Charlie ever behaved in a manner you felt was suspicious? I ask because his credibility, as routinely calculated by APAS, appears to have dropped sharply. Despite attempting to confirm his credentials via the UCA's National ID Registry, it does not appear anyone has ever actually met the man. It may well be the case that he does not even exist. A ghost, so to speak. I can only hope that my suspicions are unfounded. For now, Sam, proceed to South Fort Knott and put it on the chiral network as planned. It is imperative that we improve the DHV Magellan's capabilities to better contend with Higgs and his forces. And the sooner we connect all of Australia to the network, the better. When you are ready to proceed, you can pick up your next main order from the delivery terminal at this facility.
Unable to obtain additional data from the DHV Magellan. Updating information with data from within chiral network coverage only.
I'll see you around.
Disengaging weapons restrictions. Welcome, Sam. Security measures lifted. Weapons detected. Be advised that usage is restricted inside facility grounds.
No anomalies detected. Welcome, Sam.
Materials notwithstanding, I see you got here in a timely fashion. At one moment, while I confirm the cargo's condition. I doubt anyone but you could have delivered this in such excellent condition. You're simply incredible. I'm on the cusp. Go ahead and connect your Cupid.
Now displaying your current order grade.
On the network at last, eh? I've been waiting for this moment for so very long. This should enable me to increase the pace of my research into new defensive solutions. As for the cargo you brought me, it's the culmination of the Phantom Smith's recent efforts. I applied a few finishing touches, and voila! I can now share with you the data for a chiral cannon. It is a devastatingly powerful weapon that can be mounted onto pickup off-roaders. You'll find it deals unparalleled damage to BTs as well as ghost mechs. Which might come in handy, since it's not just armed survivalists that have been sighted recently. It's ghost mechs too. It's hard to say, but Higgs might be up to something. So that's all the more reason to have weapons suited to dealing with his minions. Ideally, this cannon would only be effective against BTs and mechs. Unfortunately, though, such firepower is more than enough to kill any human outright, so please use it wisely. In addition, I'm happy to share some new pickup off-roader tires that will significantly improve its traction. You can swap them in and out as you like when customizing your vehicles. I highly recommend using these if you're planning to tackle a snow-covered mountain. Thank you again for your help. I'll be sure to continue my research into ghost technology in the days ahead. I intend to look into ways of ensuring we have greater freedom of movement with our vehicles, even in dangerous areas. Any assistance you can provide would be greatly appreciated. Oh, before you go, I have a parting gift for you. A gift I was instructed to give you by my mentor. This cargo will allow you to enhance the DHV Magellan's weaponry, per Tarman's request, I believe. I'll need some time to prepare it for transport, though. In the meantime, please avail yourself of the private room here. I'll be sure to post the order by the time you wake up. So, go on and have a good nap.
Sam, it's me. Our enemies have grown bolder and more aggressive, but I see you were all able to fend them off in the end. Chiral network coverage now stands in excess of 85% across Australia. We are already seeing indications of plate gate formation in the near future as well. Just a bit more, Sam. I know you and your comrades will finish what we've started, and to prepare for what's to come. I encourage you to rest in your private room. Be advised, Sam, that I've switched this call to private mode. We need to talk about Charlie. I reviewed the contract between APAC and Drawbridge and followed the money. By doing so, I was able to confirm that funding for Drawbridge was provided by none other than Bridges, though they used intermediaries to obfuscate the transactions. Bridget is undoubtedly the source of your patron's funds. In other words, Drawbridge cannot be considered as an independent civilian organization. Should these details come to light, your attempts to integrate Mexico and Australia into the Chiral network could be misconstrued as an expansionist effort. When I tasked Drawbridge with these missions, it was under the assumption that it was a non-government operation. But I, APAC, and you yourselves may have all been deceived. I will continue to pursue this investigation for now. Take this time to rest and recover in your private room.
Administering shock. Stand clear.
Just like old times.
Where are we?
This place does wonders for my mood. The repairs to the DHV Magellan are still ongoing, so I thought to return here and see if I couldn't make progress with our Lou investigation.
Learn anything new?
Well, at the Motherhood's facility, we managed to confirm that Lou's original serial number was none other than BB00. And this is what I found when I attempted to search for associated records. To build the chiral network, 9 sacrificial BBs were prepared. However, the network's original design required only 1. A single sacrificial BB unit facilitating chiral communications across the entire North American continent. This approach called for what was dubbed a core bridge baby, and BB00 was a lucky candidate assigned to play this role. However, Bridges subsequently abandoned the idea, their tests having failed to yield the desired results. And so it was that the model requiring multiple sacrificial BBs was ultimately adopted.
Meanwhile, Lou was placed into storage for an extended period, and for reasons yet unknown, inherited the identity of BB-28.
Records indicate that the Bridges research team was responsible for the reclassification.
Were they trying to cover up the earlier experiments by falsifying Lou's production year, perhaps? Or did Bridges have some other hidden agenda?
I'm afraid that remains unclear.
Well, we now know Lou was born 11 years ago. There may very well have been a connection with Neil.
You know, my fondness for this place isn't wholly nostalgic. It has the most delightful hot springs, you see. Though, truth be told, even they aren't my favorite thing about it. If you can find the time, you should come visit. Give the old bones a soak.
Oh, a warm bath does sound good.
Perfect treat for a weary traveler. Anyway, I'll see you aboard the Magellan.
Do you read me, Sam? This is Tarman. I've relocated my hand at last, out there on the currents, bobbing along like before. Now that our connection has been re-established, I should finally be in a position to wrap up repairs on the ship. But that won't be enough for what's coming. We need to improve our weaponry as well. South Fort Knot is home to an exceptional researcher. It so happens that they were instrumental in the construction of this fine vessel, and they're preparing the latest and greatest weapons for our use as we speak. Just a few more hurdles, Sam. Access the South Fort Knot delivery terminal and take care of the main order for me.
Sam? Feeling rested and refreshed? I finished preparing your next delivery for you. The equipment to enhance the DHV Magellan's weaponry. You'll find it utilizes cutting-edge technology, the fruits of our recent research. Oh, and my mentor also asked that you deliver a hearty good day to Tarman. Anyway, take on the main order and pick up the cargo.
Sam, you'll forgive me for using our private line again. I did a deep dive into the DHV Magellan's provenance. While it is indeed a civilian vessel that has been retrofitted for this mission, the financing for that work appears to have come from Bridget's own accounts, just like the funding for Drawbridge itself. It would be fair to say that this would make it a government vessel, in effect. Charlie was involved in all of the relevant transactions as well. This only increases the likelihood that Charlie has connections to the UCA. Of course, it now seems likely that Charlie does not exist. In which case, these actions may have actually been the work of APAC. If everything, including the extension of network infrastructure, was simply a pretext for territorial expansion, then it's plain our company has made a grave error. Further investigation is warranted, but that will require a little more time, as will the DHV Magellan's repairs, for that matter. This is a delicate situation that requires caution, and we cannot afford to ignore the threat that Higgs poses either. As such, your best course of action is to continue to undertake main orders and prioritize linking up the remainder of the continent. As always, I will contact you if and when I learn more. Don't let us down, Sam.
Away on the beach, so I've taken the liberty of borrowing his Ha again in his absence. I've also been making use of my own time on the beach to scour the UCA database for answers about BB-00. As I told you before, it's much easier to get around their security from here. We previously thought that BB-00 was placed into storage and reclassified as BB-28, and that this was done by Bridges to conceal the existence of the Court Bridge baby program from the public. However, it turns out that information was falsified. And now we know what really happened. Bridges intended to decommission and dispose of BB-00, but someone intervened behind the scenes. They ensured that BB-00 was spared and sent to a storage facility where it received the BB-28 serial number. Per the official records, however, BB-00 was decommissioned, and Bridges had no reason to believe otherwise. So, who do you think was behind this deception? Well, I determined which account was used to manipulate the BB records. It was registered to a Bridges member with the highest level access permissions. As you may have guessed, Sam, it was the leader of the first expedition, Amelie. And she did it all, just to protect Lou.
What's Amelie? I can't believe she went to such lengths. It was thanks to her that you could even meet Lou in the first place, then.
Disengaging weapons restriction.
You're mine. Welcome back, Sam. I see you come bearing gifts. Just give me a moment to check your cargo. Struth, Sam. This cargo's in flawless condition. You're in a class of your own.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
Here's a little something for you. Feel free to use it. We'll prep the main cannon for immediate use and look into making improvements to the other armaments as well. It won't be long now till the DHV Magellan is fully operational. Fragile and the others should be back soon too. Anyway, I'd better hurry up and see to the remaining repairs. Thanks again, Sam.
Sam, your next objective will also be your last. Terminal Fort Knott. To put them on the grid, you'll first need to link up the Southern Environmental Observatory. It's safe to assume that this final step will be the most challenging yet. For now, you should rest in the private room to ensure you're well prepared for what's to come.
Atlas have established a base in between us and the observatory, and they've also set up some chiral jammers. Now, we won't be able to proceed with our plans until they're out of commission. And that's not our only concern. Ghost mechs have been spotted in the region, and we have every reason to assume that they're making preparations to hinder our efforts. I'm afraid it's only going to get tougher from here on out. Once you've finalized your preparations, accept this main order from the delivery terminal.